I believe we had a very productive meeting. There were many points that we agreed on, most of them, I would say, a couple of big ones that we haven't quite gotten there, but we've made some headway. So there's no deal until there's a deal.
Following a meeting that lasted a little over 2.5 hours, President Trump has announced that while progress has been made with Vladimir Putin, no deal has been struck. It was the first in-person meeting between the two leaders since Mr. Trump returned to office and took place at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson in Alaska.
I will call up NATO in a little while. I will call up the various people that I think are appropriate, and I'll, of course, call up President Zelensky and tell him about today's meeting. It's ultimately up to them.
It's been nearly 3.5 years since Vladimir Putin ordered the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, and since then nearly 14,000 Ukrainian civilians have died, according to the United Nations. And en route to the summit aboard Air Force One, Mr. Trump made his objective clear.
I want to see a ceasefire rapidly. I don't know if it's going to be today, but I'm not going to be happy if it's not today. Everyone said it can't be today, but I'm just saying I want the killing to stop. I'm in this to stop the killing.
Prior to the meeting, Mr. Trump said the goal was to, quote, set the table for another meeting at a later date with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who wasn't invited to the meeting in Alaska.
The more important meeting will be the second meeting that we're having. We're going to have a meeting with President Putin, President Zelensky, myself.
In the run-up to the summit, August 14th, both Ukraine and Russia released 84 prisoners of war. And even the Russian president sounded optimistic.
The current American administration is making, in my opinion, quite energetic and sincere efforts to stop the hostilities, stop the crisis, and reach agreements that are of interest to all parties involved in this conflict in order to create long-term conditions of peace.
But the reality is that in recent days, military pressure has intensified. Fox News reported that Russia had captured further settlements in the Donetsk region, while Ukraine had hit an oil station in Russia. Mr. Trump is no doubt under no illusions as to how Mr. Putin operates.
I've had a lot of good conversations with him. Then I go home and I see that a rocket hit a nursing home or a rocket hit an apartment building and people are laying dead in the streets.
On August 13th, the Ukrainian president arrived in Berlin to take part in virtual meetings with both Mr. Trump and European leaders.
Putin is bluffing. He's trying to put pressure on all fronts of the Ukrainian front ahead of the meeting in Alaska. Russia is trying to portray itself as capable of occupying the whole of Ukraine.
Tactically, projecting strength before a negotiation isn't unusual. Worth noting, too, that while discussions were taking place between the US and its allies, Mr. Putin held a call with Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader who's been supporting Russia's effort in Ukraine. Meanwhile, in the UK...
Do you have a plan B if Trump fails in Alaska?
There can be no negotiations about Ukraine without Ukraine. And that's been a long-standing principle of this group.
Leaks to the press suggest that Mr. Putin wants Ukraine to cede parts of the Donetsk Oblast region that it still controls. And in return, so the leaks say, Russia may concede some less vital areas it now controls in Kherson and Zaporizhia. Why? Because Russian forces have so far failed to break through what's essentially a 31-mile fortress belt of heavily fortified cities, towns, and defensive embattlements in Donetsk. Therefore, it's possible that Mr. Putin is making a bid to try and achieve through negotiation with Mr. Trump what he's failed to achieve so far on the battlefield.
There'll be some land swapping going on. I know that through Russia and through conversations with everybody to the good, for the good of Ukraine. Good stuff, not bad stuff. Also, some bad stuff for both. So there's good and there's bad.
Should Mr. Putin gain full control of Donetsk with a ceasefire gambit, Russia would then be better positioned to roll into the Kharkiv and Dnipropetrovsk regions.
We had an extremely productive meeting and many points were agreed to. There are just a very few that are left. Some are not that significant. One is probably the most significant. but we have a very good chance of getting there. We didn't get there, but we have a very good chance of getting there.
So far, little detail is known about what's significant and what isn't. Both Messrs. Trump and Putin didn't take any questions from reporters. But it is fair to say it sounds like there will be another meeting in the near future.
Thank you very much, Vladimir.
Next time in Moscow.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't know. I'll get a little heat on that one, but I could see it possibly happening. Thank you very much, Vladimir. And thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.